This is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Tropical storm Melissa is just crawling in the Caribbean right now and expected to bring flooding to the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera has been tracking Melissa. Ivan, when these storms move so slow and this cone is really just a circle, that's a lot of rain,
it's
right?
It's a circle. It's a lot of rain. It's potentially going to be feet of rain, and so that's something we'll be monitoring. You know, some changes, Lauren, from yesterday is that now we're not just dealing with an intensifying storm system, but the potential here for a Category 2, 3. And in fact, that's the official forecast from the National Weather Service. Let's get to the advisory. This is the 2 p.m. updated advisory. It doesn't update the cone. It just updates the current position and the current winds as far as what it's, putting out there. 50-mile-an-hour winds. Literally 24 hours ago, it was 50-mile-an-hour winds, so we're not looking for any significant intensification anytime soon, but the forecast does have it doing that. Look at this movement. Remember yesterday, 15 miles an hour? This thing is walking, and not a very brisk walk, over towards the west, and this is going to be the big problem with Melissa for the next few days in the islands, is that we continue to churn out all sorts of moisture. It's not really that well organized, which is why we're holding to 50. See all the activity towards the west, there's not much there, a lot of wind shear, but it's still displacing all that rain across the islands for the next few days. And this is the cone that we'll get an update with coming up at 5 o'clock. Has it becoming a major hurricane towards the end of the forecast period here by early next week, becoming a hurricane over the weekend. And again, all the while, as Lauren mentioned, because of its slow movement, it is going to be churning out significant amounts of rainfall. Puerto Rico will be getting in on that, but the bulk of the rainfall, as we see it now, over Hispaniola, portions of eastern Cuba, and into Jamaica as well, where some areas here could be dealing not just with the very heavy rainfall, but also flooding and landslides as a result of Melissa. All right, more on that again. Join us at 5 o'clock. But here's the latest as far as our weather forecast, and we continue to track a few isolated showers on the breeze. It's not really amounting to much here, so we're looking at pretty good temperatures right now in the 80s. Feels a little humid out there. We're not looking for any crashes as far as the humidity, but if you're stepping out tonight, walking the dog, whatever you're doing this evening, we're looking good. You don't have to deal with the umbrellas, but we will have daily isolated showers in the forecast. And then I think the bigger story for us is we turn windier. This happens often this time of year. Get a front coming through, and we often get very gusty winds on the backside of it. And I'll show you that in a second, because that's what's on tap for us. Tomorrow still looking pretty good. 10% rain chances. That would be it. On Next Weather Rain Track, you'll be able to see not much going on throughout Thursday, with that flow becoming northeasterly. And again, that is going to transition us into this setup here where we have gusty winds. 20-25 is manageable, and then you start getting into 25 to 30-mile-an-hour winds, I think, towards the end of the weekend into the upcoming weekend. We'll keep it brisk as far as the wind speeds. Temperatures holding into the mid-80s, and then a slight dip heading into the middle part next week.
All right, Ivan, thank you. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, and the Next Weather team is making sure you're prepared. Scan the QR code on your screen to find the tools you need to help get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special, which has the important information you and your family need to know. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Now at 4, we're getting a look inside the Hollywood high-rise that was damaged after a 3-alarm fire late yesterday afternoon. The flames were confined to a penthouse unit on the 12th floor. A person inside was not hurt, but 2 people were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner got into the unit that was destroyed and spoke to the owner, who lost everything.
This video taken Wednesday morning from inside of the unit that caught on fire shows the destruction.
Wow. This is what's left of my penthouse.
The renter believes it started when he switched a circuit, an electrical fire. But as he's walking through the mess, he still finds beauty.
We move forward and we find the goodness in all things. The Almighty is the greatest.
It's a sentiment many in the building are feeling.
I know that's important, everything he owned, everything he had, but, nobody got hurt.
Lorraine Pagan and her husband were cooking dinner in the condo when the fire broke out Tuesday evening.
The worker in the building was screaming to high heaven, telling everybody, get out, there's a fire, there's a fire. So we got out without anything.
Araceli Volcaturo and Gerard Sullivan were out celebrating her birthday when they captured this video of flames and smoke shooting from the building.
Everybody evacuating, helicopters everywhere, police everywhere.
It was, in my eyes, reminiscent, unfortunately, of 9/11. You know, when you see a high rise on fire, being from New York, it's automatic.
Residents were kept out of the building for hours. CBS News Miami was there for an emotional reunion. When Adriana DiCarlo was allowed back inside of her unit to get her dogs.
Thank you. You're welcome. Told you they were fine. If they were in any danger, we would have brought them out.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. I also interviewed the restoration company, and they told me their biggest focus right now is handling the water damage, because they said if that's not handled right away, it could lead to further damage in the building. In Hollywood, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
Miami police say a man was killed after he was pinned under a vehicle. Chopper 4 was over the scene near Southwest 7th Avenue and 8th Street. Police say the driver of the car stayed on the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. The Broward Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly train accident overnight in Pompano Beach. A man was struck and killed around 2 in the morning near Northeast 48th Street and North Dixie Highway. Deputies say he died at the scene. The government shutdown rolls on 3 weeks in, and there's still no negotiations on how to end the stalemate. The president rallied with Republicans at the White House and shot down the idea of talks with Democrats, saying, quote, "We will not be extorted." Republicans say they will try to pass a new bill tomorrow that would at least pay the essential government employees, including the military, who are having to work without pay during the shutdown. And now to the latest on the Israel-Hamas peace plan. Today, Vice President J.D. Vance met with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Tel Aviv. In response to a reporter's question, both Vance and the Prime Minister said the U.S. and Israel are allies and partners in their efforts in the region.
We don't want in Israel, we don't want a vassal state, and that's not what Israel is. We don't want a client state, and that's not what Israel is. We want a partnership. We want an ally here.
Well, I want to put it very clearly. You know, 1 week they say that Israel controls the United States. A week later they say the United States controls Israel. This is hogwash. We have a partnership.
A senior State Department official confirms to CBS News that U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will return to Israel this week. An Israeli government spokesperson says he will meet with Netanyahu on Friday. In today's Consumer Watch, 5 weeks from Thanksgiving, turkey prices are on the rise. Wholesale prices are about 40% higher than last year. That's because the bird flu has led to fewer turkeys. According to the USDA, 3% fewer turkeys were raised this year compared to 2024. Last year, a full Thanksgiving meal for 10 people cost about $58. That's up nearly 20% from 2020. It will likely be higher this year, but experts say there are ways to save.
Make your list early, shop. You can even shop now, right? Yeah. Your turkey you can freeze, your canned veggies you can put in there, your baking goods, you can put in your, your cupboard if you've got room. I also find if you actually start looking for the coupons now.
There is some good news. Ingredients for side dishes like potatoes, butter, and canned corn have all stayed about the same price. Toys R Us is attempting a comeback ahead of the holiday season. The toy retailer announced it will open more than 30 new stores across the U.S. 8 of those will be permanent stores. None of the stores are in Florida just yet, but Toys R Us says more stores could be added before the end of the year. When we come back, we're talking to some of the women and men who took advantage of the free breast cancer screenings when the Mammo van rolled into Miami Gardens today. That's next.
Solar panels on the water? It's just about the last place you'd expect to see them in South Florida.
Utilizing bodies of water we found to just be a really critical piece to the puzzle.
Why a local university floated the powerful idea. Thursday at 5:30.
Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we've been really trying to drive home the importance of getting screened for breast cancer because that's led to a 44% drop in breast cancer deaths. Both men and women lined up today at the Betty T. Ferguson Recreational Complex in Miami Gardens, where a Mammo van was set up. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois spoke to a number of those taking advantage of the free mammograms.
Right now, I'm not working, and I said, today is a perfect time. So I heard you guys announce that, and then I saw my PCP last week, so I had a recommendation to do a mammogram, my annual mammogram, so I just get it done.
I came because I have a lot of friends that survive breast cancer. It doesn't run in my family, but it's good to know.
Woman after woman, all with similar stories, taking advantage of the opportunity Wednesday morning to get a free mammogram and ultrasound without an appointment, without a doctor's order, and despite having insurance.
I saw this on the news today on CBS. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is an opportunity that we were looking for. She has no insurance right now, and it's such a great help.
The event taking place at Betty T. Ferguson Recreational Complex in Miami Gardens. The city did this last month, and then at least 3 women were diagnosed with breast cancer. About a dozen more need follow-up care. Survivors showed up to encourage others to get screened. They say getting screened is the best first step.
Early detection is important because I believe it absolutely saves lives. It saved my life.
Cancer is serious. It does not discriminate. It's what's wrong with knowing. What is the best thing can happen from knowing is taking care of it.
All of the women screened today will get their results today. The city of Miami Gardens raised $20,000 to cover the cost for the women. The response was so overwhelming. The Mammo Van will be back on November 11th. For information on how to sign up, you can go to our website, cbsnewsmiami.com. And remember, it's all free. In Miami Gardens, Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
Great to see such a turnout there. And finally at 4, a mega jackpot is up for grabs this Friday night. Mega Millions is now at an estimated $680 million. The lottery says more than 400,000 tickets won some kind of prize in last night's drawing, but no ticket matched all the winning numbers. You can watch for those winning numbers Friday night during CBS News Miami at 11. And that's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.